Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Okay, just watched an entire series instead of episode by episode. We watched the entire thing. Who killed Aaron Hernandez? That's the name of the episode. Wait, what is it? It's American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez, and boy, I tell you, it is like I want to say 9.5 straight episodes of like gossipy style shit, like racy shit to get you like into the show, like TV shit, right? Dramatization, all that to get you like kind of like, oh, I can't wait to watch this show now. You know, it's supposed to be about like a real person, and then then they try to offer some sense of like, oh no, we're sensitive to what he was going through in the last like 30 minutes of the episode, of the very last episode, by the way. Like they're like, oh no, we care. But meanwhile, episode 3 is like, yeah, so Aaron was it's like turning tricks in the library or something. they gave zero fucks, bro. They gave zero fucks. They even implied that he was gay because he was touched by his uncle or something like that. And then in the last episode, they have some random lawyer character explain to him, like to like kind of clear their own conscience. And it's like, bro, you fools have been trying to lock people in to the gossip of it all, straight up. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to, you know, I am trying to shit on the show, to be honest with you. But people, I guess people like it, right? I'm sure people are entertained by this. Because it's like, yo, it's not me, so it's cool. I'm like, damn, that grosses me out. I'm sorry, I can just smell that shit and see that shit, and it grosses me out. I pointed that shit out when they were like, when the fucking, I guess they showed like a flashback scene of Aaron as a little kid, and his uncle like runs out of the room like fixing his fucking belt buckle and shit, and the little brother sees that, he's like, oh shit, or it's the little brother, right?
Yeah, no, it's his older brother.
Oh, his older brother, whatever. His brother sees him and shit. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And in fact, the show held on to that until the last episode, where he's like, it's like, so you're he's talking to one of his lawyers, like, you're gay? Oh, were you touched as a kid? And I'm like, oh my god. If you're trying to make it some sort of sensitive, like, we feel for you guys, we feel for Aaron Hernandez, and bullshit, bro. I don't buy that for a fucking second.
Well, what'd you say? Like, you said it over and over again. Like, they kept making him seem like he was the gayest man in America.
Yes, and in fact, that was the reason why he was so violent. Was because he was gay. Like, that was the main reason.
Yeah, his rabid homosexuality led to his murderous ways.
I mean, what happens if Aaron Hernandez is around during, let's say, the whole SJW 2016, 2017, whatever? What happens then?
What happens if he's around right now?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, would he be fine? I mean, that would actually make the SJW thing make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I already thought this quote unquote SJW thing was already a thing. Like with Wachowskis, like with art, well, mainly my thing with film and TV, and I guess kind of pop culture, not really pop culture, but somewhat. I thought it was already being screened by artists all the time. Not all the time, but, you know, enough to hear it. And it's like, I don't know. It's like they got their platform and now they, you know, the people with the loudest mouths will go the hardest about it. But, I mean, at the same time, if, let's say this show was correct, it's like, they would be preventing something like that from happening, right? I mean, to be honest with you. It's like, I understood why real people would say things like, yo, this could lead to bad things later on. And it made sense to me. It made sense. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm with it, man. Do your thing. Be yourself. It's just Aaron maybe psychologically lived in a world where he wasn't allowed to be himself. Possibly. I don't know the guy. I don't know his story. I'm not basing his life on this fucking show. That's for sure. But I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. But I don't think the show, even though they bend the knee at the end and they go that direction, I don't know. I'm not sure they believe that. The entire show seemed like a gossip story of like, damn, what did this person? What did Aaron do here? What did Aaron do there? What was his motivations? And they're just filling in blanks with quote unquote creative liberties. And I don't know. It kind of grosses me out to be quite honest with you. But then if it's like blatantly honest, if this is straight up from sort of manifesto that Aaron Hernandez wrote, and he's like, this is exactly what happened. Fine. I bet, okay, sorry, my bad. You guys nailed it. But I fucking doubt that. I think they mentioned that it's based on some podcast. Right? Sad. But alright. That aside, let's, I guess, judge this, to me, insulting TV show. let's judge this thing as a show, I guess. I can't do that. I can't do it. I don't know. I can't do it, Anthony. I don't think I can judge that as a show while ignoring there's a real person named Aaron Hernandez who played at Florida and played for the Patriots and had a real life and shit and died tragically. Like I can't ignore that. It's for me. It affects the grade of what I'm watching because that's what they're trying to talk about and using gossip. Little gossip things as the way to get me hooked on the show is very weird. I noticed it from the fucking beginning. I was like, oh, this is kind of gross. But you know what? Fuck it. It's on. Let's watch it. I guess, man, I'm like a Debbie Downer, man. Forgive me. But I'm like, I don't recommend. Go watch a documentary instead. That's where I'm like, that's how I actually feel. Like, fuck this thing. Go watch a documentary instead. Because Aaron Hernandez, maybe allegedly, like this show's alleging that this was a real person, basically. And it's like, damn, that's kind of fucked up to a real person to do to a real person. Even Donald Trump. I think it's fucked up, man. And it just grosses me out. And then to try to make up for it in the last 30 minutes of your fucking show. The very last 30 minutes, you try to make up for it and be like, oh, no, be sympathetic for Aaron. It's kind of weird. Like, sorry, it didn't erase everything I saw for 9 episodes, which was the things that were trying to gather an audience, right? What scandalous things did Aaron do now? Is what they were going for. Like, left, right, and center, bro. Who is he fucking? What drugs is he doing? Who's he lying to? How much trouble does he get? What fight did he get in? Yada, yada, yada. It was all gossip through and through. Until the last 30 minutes. And I'm like, God damn it, that's fucking gross. That's just me. So, you want to say anything, Anthony? Please go ahead. Cut me off, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was thinking about it. It's like there's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, it's a good narrative and all, but it's predicated on you believing the shit that they told us is true.
If it's make believe, I'm all in, man. I'm having fun. Like if it's
Yeah.
not Aaron Hernandez, if it's some random person they make up, like, this is a crazy soap opera drama thing happening.
Yeah, but the fact that they're talking about somebody who died under like some very rigorous circumstances.
But let me ask you, Ant, are we supposed to forget about that? As, let's say we are the fucking movie reviewers of all time. We're the best movie reviewers of all time. Would we forget? Would we throw that out the window? Be like, yo, I know Aaron Hernandez is a real guy. We just say, no, fuck that. We're judging the show as it is. Like, in your opinion, what do you think would be like the correct way to actually scope the movie out or the show in the first place? Do you consider this guy a real person?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I don't know. It's trying to find the words for it.
Well, it's
It's
like,
just
go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. No,
Well,
go ahead.
like, do you judge it? Do you take away Aaron Hernandez, the real person? You throw that outside of your mind. You throw it away, and
No,
I just judge the show as it is.
no. And if anything, his name being in the title is why you came to watch it.
Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, you kind of have like it should be part of the grading system or the judgment of the show, right? Is the real person like because you're trying to talk about a real person.
And then like you can't talk about a real person and create a soap opera gossipy shit. Yeah.
I mean,
And
they'll do it
or
anyways, but
yeah, and or you should be penalized for doing so.
yeah, grade wise, yeah, because like you said, we're here because the name Aaron
Yeah.
Hernandez. But if it was made up, if this was all make believe, Aaron Hernandez never existed, all that shit, I'd be like, okay, it's a soap opera gossip thing. Like, I don't want to say no, it wouldn't be gossip at that point. It'd be just be a soap opera narrative of this guy who's really into drugs, hiding his gayness, and football. Right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
it's like a crazy character. Got it. But I can't just
Literally.
ignore the guy who really existed, though.
And it's like me personally, yeah, I heard about the drugs. Not so much that he was gay, but like the erratic behavior, the head trauma.
Hmm.
So like there's certain elements of his life that you hear about and you're like, okay, like first of all it could be very highly entertaining. Like it's yeah, it ended sadly, but you'd be like, yo, this guy lived a kind of a crazy life. Like
Yeah.
self inflicted, but like and then so I'm trying to put my mind into the mind of a fucking storyteller where they're like, well, let's cut corners and fill in the blanks. And it's yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool to do.
I mean, it is what it is. Everything based on a real person is going to take quote unquote creative liberties.
Yeah.
But they didn't focus on good days of Aaron Hernandez, right? Not so
No,
much.
they focus on making a juicy story with a person who had a lot of like cool like not I won't say cool, but interesting what's the turns in his in their life
Yeah.
that are like well documented. And
Yeah.
so like and you could tell like honestly you could tell like probably 4 or 5 like stories about as far as like what the consequences and all the people involved in his life that looked the other way or
Hmm.
that one person who was support or the one or two because as the agent was a little bit of a scumbag but he was in his own way looking out for him.
Yes, in the show at least. I don't know the real story
Yeah.
as well. You probably know
Yeah.
more than I do,
Well,
but in the
no, I
story,
don't
yeah.
know shit about the agent in real life. Not like me think like was that made up.
Yeah. And yeah, even with the fucking Belichick shit, right? Even with that, it's like I mean, he could have acted like that and been an asshole, like kind of cold to it, and it's just all about football. We don't, you know, we don't talk about that player anymore or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
right?
The problem is like you would never know like what like the truth between Aaron and Belichick or Robert and Belichick.
Yeah,
It's the same. You run into the same scenario.
yeah, and you mean Robert Kraft, right? The owner.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
just so no one gets confused. Uh, yeah. So it's like I mean, I'm sure Aaron ate cereal at some point in life. Like, what? Like the writers are purposely focusing on certain moments because it's
Yeah.
sensational, right? And it's like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's already a lot documented about his life. So let's fill in some blanks. But it's like, yo, you're filling in major blanks,
Yeah,
like willy nilly.
yeah. I will say they're not as bad as the Trump movie though. The Trump movie just like kind of just made up shit. But then again, this show could be doing that too. They could be making up shit as far as certain things go. Like,
Probably how he had sex with the guy. There's only two people that know that.
yeah, uh, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, listen, I'm not saying like I get it. I get people doing that, right? Or like the OJ one. Like I get it. You know that had a lot more with the courtroom shit, but they still had OJ like off out of trial, like just talking and shit like that, and he acted a certain way. Like, who the fuck knows? Who really knows? But I guess the point is to entertain, right? At the end of the day. But for me, I can't not consider that the person was a real person with a real face and real likeness, and you're using it to get people to be like, oh shit. Which it did happen. Like for us, that definitely happened, right? I
Yeah,
had some oh shit moments watching the show.
yeah,
But I also understand what the fuck they're doing. And like it's kinda gross. It's kinda gross, but I do get it too, man. I'm not trying to like fully shit on them. Like I understand. I understand with the Trump one, like, oh, there's an election coming up and shit. You need to make this guy look worse than he already looks to the mass public. I get it. I fucking get it. Or this guy's a murderer and like we got to make him look a certain way and maybe create a motive. Maybe Aaron had those motives, but we don't truly know that. I don't think. But if we write this little thread of motive throughout the entire show, it'll feel like we're concluding a story almost, right? Like he's ashamed of his gayness, thus we can use this little thread and feed it throughout the entire show, and thus maybe that's why he does horrible things. And then also drug use, I would say, right? They fed that in there too, like paranoia from drug use and all that shit. So it is what it is. The whole point of me saying that was that we don't ignore that there was a real person, and the show will not, for me at least, dictate my thoughts on the person. It just won't, because clearly the show is filled with gossip moments for the sake of entertainment. I understand it, but I don't like it, personally. I'll just walk away from the story. But then again, I have integrity. Alright. Grades and recommendation. Jesus Christ, what do I do with this show?
Hmm.
Man, I kind of recommend, but it might be the wrong kind of recommend. It's not like
yeah.
this is such a work of art. Go watch it. It's more of I want to ask the audience, like, do you see what I'm seeing here? Granted, you're still gonna watch it. You're gonna laugh at certain things. You're gonna go, oh shit, at certain things. I understand that. Like I had those moments as well. Like this is not some sort of moral judgment of the audience. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna have those moments of like, oh shit. But at the same time, I think you can notice that there's a sensationalization. If I said that word right, whatever. Sensationalization is it? Sensationalism. There you go. Sensationalism. There's a that element there that I think you'll recognize. Okay, let's separate the art from the person, or in my opinion, the gossip from the person, and then hey, maybe you end up looking into actual Aaron Hernandez the best you can through, I guess, archival footage and documentation, just to be respectful of the human, man. Like Like, to be fair, like, I'm not gonna look at him as a soap opera fucking star, right? If his ghost floated next to me, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know what happened in the show and what happened in real life, man. I can't read your thoughts. I'm not gonna just take you as whatever the show gives me. So, if you can handle that, I say yes, I recommend. Uh, grade, you, man, oh man, oh man, it is a lot of. I don't want to insult TMZ, but it seems like TMZ gossipy paparazzi with a pen and paper type shit. Uh, damn, he was so gay that he murdered someone. Like what? Like it's like TMZ with a pen and pad instead of a camera. Uh, as a TV show, I'll give it a solid 6.2. 6.2. I'm going 6.2. It should probably be worse than that, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I feel different about it. I'm never watching this again. I'm never ever watching this again. But I might feel different as time goes by. And something tells me the grade won't go up. It'll go backwards. Like if I start looking into Aaron Hernandez, the grade might get lower and lower as the more I learn. Or maybe it stays where it's at. 6.2 seems like a good spot to stop at for me. What do you got, Ant? If you want to say anything.
Yeah, 6.5. Because you got to knock it off a little bit.
Okay.
I was high on the show, but show had a lot of hype. Like it would hype you up while you were watching it, but then it was like, yeah, it's like very cringy at the same time, super cringe.
Yeah.
I do, yeah, I think I do recommend. It's an entertaining show.
Oh yeah. This is John Martin instead of Aaron Hernandez. I'd be thoroughly entertained, but I cannot get rid of the element that they're talking about someone who existed. I can't get rid of that element, man.
Yeah.
But as far as the gossipy show, they do an alright job with the gossipy show. It's just I just know it's gross for me because of that.
Yeah.
That's a real person, man. Like, what do you want me to do? But yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was done.
Okay, you got 6.5 and a recommendation. Yeah, we're probably around the same thing, man. I agree. Uh, so yeah, if you're a football fan or maybe you looked at the Aaron Hernandez case, if you looked into the case like really like intently and deeply and all that shit and did investigating your own, internet sleuthing, whatever, I would love to hear you in the comment sections. I would love to hear that. I don't know if anyone will watch this video, but if they do, I would love to hear someone who looked deeper into it and can be like, yo, that's okay, that was legit. That's bullshit right there. That's legit. That's bullshit or whatever. Be long-winded if you want to, or you can just give a short statement, whatever you want to do. I'm with it. All right, there's your review for the entire season 1. Well, wait a minute. American Sports Story, right, and they do anthologies. So the next one's going to be a different sports story.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they do like Lance Armstrong or something. Like Lance Armstrong.
They did the Clippers. They did the Clippers and Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, but this says season 1.
Right?
No, Clippers was called Clipped. That's a
okay.
completely different show.
Yeah, you're right.
Why didn't they fucking tie them together? Whatever. No, what you said actually makes sense. They should have tied that to this whole little anthology thing, but
they should have.
But they didn't, I guess. I don't know. And wouldn't OJ? I mean, OJ did that American Crime Story with OJ.
Yeah, so he wasn't the same either.
Yeah, that could have been American Sports Story if you wanted to do that. Like, I guess they
Yeah.
didn't want to go into his sports career. They wanted to just go off the murders in the
Yeah.
90s. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I can't wait for Lance Armstrong, American Sports Star. All right, there's your review. Go ahead.
I don't think that's coming, bro.
That'd be crazy. Imagine like a fake Oprah and a fake Lance Armstrong just sitting there like, it's like, are you a sociopath? Yeah, maybe I am.
No.
Oh fuck. Hey, at least Lance made it on the Joe Rogan podcast. At least he made it there. So it's not as bad as Aaron's fate. But anyways, all right. There's our review of American Sports Story Season 1, the Aaron Hernandez saga. Check it out.